Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster. 2 weeks ago, I had a brutal day at the office. It was so bad, I couldn't even open my mail until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I looked at the mail. What a surprise I had when I found a square-sized greeting type envelope. And on this, it was addressed to me. And on the right-hand corner was a stamp of a national park, and on the left-hand corner was a return address with a colorful fish. And the best part was my name and address were handwritten and centered on that envelope. And I looked at it and I thought, why would Glenn be writing a note to me? So I opened it and I saw, oh, it's just his mileage report. Glenn happens to be the treasurer for our churches, all our churches' hospitals in the West, and he's a pretty big wig. But I felt so wonderful because he noticed me. Well, I also take minutes for our conference's planning body. So, you know, I sometimes think no one ever sees me, but he took notice of me. And 2 days previously, I had to call him up to get some things cleared about his being on a national committee. So he thanked me in this note for being efficient and clearing up anything that was on my mind so that he could be on this big committee. What happened with that envelope that I got? I felt good about myself. More than usual. And he got instant service because I put his report right through to the Treasury Department so he could get his money fast. You see, there is power in a handwritten note. This is very serious for me because in our age of rapid fire, efficiency-obsessed people that type with one thumb on a keyboard for communication, we are being robbed of basic courtesy and even romance. Just think about our writing standards today. What are they like compared to writing standards of yesteryear? Now we see cold screens in front of us and electronic text, and the written word has become homogenized and devoid of expressive form. Things have gotten worse. But in the past, people took time to write and think about what they were going to say to you. And they put sentiment in their letters. They used sentiment for showing how they thought of you and what they thought of you when they communicated. And I think we can do both. I think we can keep up with the world the way it is today with technology, but I think it's important for us to take time to write letters, handwritten letters to our friends and acquaintances, because it really does make you feel better in life, especially if you're having a bad day. So tonight I am going to tell you why you should write these wonderful handwritten letters. I'm going to tell you how to begin a letter and how to end a letter. And I'm going to tell you the supplies you need that are going to encourage you to do this. Because let me tell you, it can stress you out. But I am a letter writer, and for years I have written letters by trial and error, and I can really give you some good advice. I love giving advice. So I want to bring back the handwritten letter. The next best thing to talking to someone is sending a letter to your friend, because you pick out the stationery that you like, You get a pen that writes with the color ink you like. Your fingers touch the paper. Your saliva licks the envelope. And something tangible from your world is mailed to the person who's going to receive this. It's on their desk. They open the letter, they read it, and they feel a connection with you. Our oldest daughter, Elizabeth, did something I wished I'd thought about when I was a new mother. She got a box for each of her children, and she, even now, to this day, they're 10 and 12, they put all their greeting cards, all their letters from their relatives, especially me, and the relatives on the other side of the family. They have these moments in their lives when they go to school and they come home and people have not treated them very nicely. So they end up reading those letters and poof, it's gone. The bad feelings are gone and they feel good about themselves again. But how to begin a letter? I see my time is going fast, but that's all right because I am the only speaker tonight. So let's get into how we're going to begin and close a letter. Did you know some people begin a letter by saying something like, I have been meaning to write you for a long time, but I haven't had a minute to spare. Or I suppose you think I've been neglecting you, but you know how I hate to write letters. That is a terrible way to begin a letter. I have a better way to begin a letter. You can say something like, do you think I have forgotten you entirely? You don't know, dear Mary, how many letters I have written to you in my mind and my thoughts. Or you could say, time and again, I have wanted to write to you, but each moment that I saved for myself was interrupted by something. So there you can make something negative into a positive. Instead of talking negatively about yourself, you can talk positively about them and how much they mean to you. The easiest part of writing a letter is the body of the letter, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But I will talk about the closing of a letter. Do you know some people say, well, I guess I must stop now. Well, I must close. Do you know you should never close a letter? You should just say in your letter something like, goodbye for today, or I'll write in a day or two. Or my favorite one that I like to do is like, when Bob and I were hiking the other day, I thought of you, Bev, and remembered that night we hiked up San Jacinto with the hiking club, and then I smile. Now just think how happy Bev is going to be when I remind her of that excursion we had climbing that mountain all night. So, a connection is important to have with your friends. It's a joy. To keep it a joy for both you and your friends, I suggest that you go spend some money. Spending money works. All you have to do is get a few little items and put them in one spot. You go to the post office and you get stamps, commemorative stamps. You get stamps for women that are foo-foo, you know, maybe it'd be some flowers. And right now they have stamps out for men, pictures of old cars. Or you could get, well, men like old cars.
Well, what about the Chuck Yeager stamp? Come on.
Then you can get animal cards for children. And then you can get, well, I just spent $100. I haven't told them. I just spent $100 on a stamp. But these stamps last for a year or 2 years. I am prepared for any occasion. And then I have for my return address labels, I have a beautiful little decoration in the corner. It looks like a celebration, so it makes them happy when they see this return address label. And I use blue-black ink. Now, blue-black ink is better than black ink and blue ink. You know, when I was in school, they had blue-black ink, and you can't find it this day and age. But a Uniball sells one. So if you go find a Uniball, they sell blue black ink. So that's my tip for the day. You make everybody happy. Those who like blue ink and those who like black. And then I get stickers. I buy lots of stickers. So especially for my lady friends and for all the children that I write to. I have 8 children I write to. So I put little stickers on them. And you know, they are so excited when they get those letters. And when they see me, they just kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. They kiss me more than anybody. Okay, so my conclusion is that it is really important to write handwritten notes. And it makes people feel better. It encourages people. And it's important to know how to begin and how to end a letter. And if you have the right supplies, it will encourage you to write a letter, and that people will get more letters from you. Because you got to get rid of all those stamps. And C.S. Lewis said, "We live in a world starved for solitude, silence, and privacy. And therefore we're starved for meditation and true friendship." So I say now is the time to get out and write a handwritten letter and to your friend, and that is a power to affect a life.